2020. We are raising money for the Extra Life Foundation. Extra Life unites many gamers around the world, and we want to help Children's Miracle Network Hospital in helping children get well. In tight times like these, where we have sad, unfortunate events happening in the world, sometimes children has to have someone to look up to, someone to look forward to, or something to look forward to. Donations to that goes towards our cause. With that out of the way, our very first game we're going to play is Puyo Sun. We have me as the host, and we have 4 runners in a 4-way race. We have ArcaniaCQ. Go for it. We have Refrag.
Hello.
We have KiwamiZX.
Yeah.
And finally, Lemin.
Yo.
In addition, we have 2 commentators, Cygnus for 06
Hello.
and Sari-sama, who are also veterans of the game as well. So they'll be able to give you insightful commentary on what everyone is doing.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. Very, very hopefully. So yes, be sure you can use !donate to donate to the marathon. You can use !schedule to see what's next on the marathon. With that out of the way, shall we get started?
I think we're ready, right?
I'm good.
We're ready, right? Good luck, everybody.
Yep. Good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Alrighty. So we can see that Kiwami is at the top left corner. We have Refrag at the top right corner. We have Lemin at the bottom left corner and ArcaniaCQ at the bottom right corner. And for all who don't know, ArcaniaCQ is Cave Quest, who is the founder of this marathon. So please give him an extra hearty welcome. Anyway, are we all ready?
I think we are ready, yeah.
All runners are ready. And we shall begin.
Oh wait, I ended up starting my game on accident. Let me fix something.
Yeah,
Someone
go
is
back.
complaining about echo in the chat.
Some
So
delay
where's the
echo, you
audio of the
say.
stream coming from? Is it from my end? No, it's not from my end. I don't know.
Right corner.
It should be better now.
I'm guessing I'm waiting for Kiwami to boot their game back up.
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking the audio. Okay.
Oh yeah, also shout out to DXWND. What a great program for running this game. Anyway, all the runners are ready?
I am.
Alrighty then. We are all set. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin!
Good luck, guys.
Oh. Alright, so
you see in the intro, I'm so used to playing on N64.
yeah, it's quite a bit different. You have to go through some hoops because this game was designed for, I think, Windows 95, so it's actually quite difficult to run these days. But with some finagling and programs like DXWin, you can actually make it work. For this category is going to be actually going to be going through each difficulty. But there's a bit of a difference for Puyo-san, where there's almost like 2 difficulty ratings. There's one that changes the amount of damage, which is what you're going to notice as the first thing. When they send like a 2-chain or a 3-chain, and an enormous amount of damage is going to fall on the opponent. That's because in the in-game settings, there's a way to manage the difficulty, and that actually changes the amount of trash you send. But on top of that, there's also like almost like story mode difficulties, and they're going to be going through all the different story mode difficulties on the easiest difficulty, because it is the quickest way to run this game.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's a little bit different than most classic Puyos. You can get away with just doing quick chains as versus like having to do like 4 or 5 chains every time you're trying to, get through here.
Yeah, exactly. And power chains become incredibly important for doing this quickly because you can do a 2-chain with just say like 12 to 14 Puyos, and that's usually enough. And that's what you're going to see like Lemin is doing right now. It's mostly 2 chains and 3 chains that have just a ton of Puyos in them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're doing good. Everyone's cruising away here.
Yep. It seems like most of them are almost done easy already, which is nice. The easy difficulty usually takes just under 2 minutes, so it's a quick way to start the run, and they're going to be moving on to normal or medium. It's kind of a mistranslation, but that's going to be the longest part of the run because I think there's 13 stages as opposed to like 3 in easy and then 7 in hardest.
Yeah, it's weird. Hardest is shorter, but
Yeah, and this is actually something I've been considering too, is trying to see if we can get some different actual difficulties added to this game to spice it up a little bit, especially with some new runners kind of coming into the scene. But it looks like most of the runners are doing quite well. I know Refrag and Lemin are both on Draco. Lemin just finished, so he's on a pretty good pace himself.
yeah, I got Kiwami or also. I think let's see, they both started the next normal mode or whatever you called it.
Yeah, it's just like normally it's normal or medium, but some weird mistranslations going on because this is a fan patch that we're actually running here. There's no official English release for Puyo Sun in English, but luckily the good people at Puyo Nexus have taken care of that for us.
That's nice of them.
Alright, so it seems like most people are going with the standard 2-chain. Refrag is doing that now, where you just set up a 2-chain, pop it as quick as possible, and then do another one. And usually that's enough, because even though it doesn't quite fill up the screen, usually they only need like 2 lines, and they'll kind of take care of that themselves most of the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lemin is kind of in an unfortunate spot with the fish. The fish is one of the slower characters in the game. He's not the slowest, because the frog does exist, which we'll see in a little bit. But he tends to not want to drop his Puyos, and that's something unfortunate, but that's nothing you can do about it, sadly.
So yeah, it looked like Lemin was getting trapped by the suns. Those can cost too much time.
Yeah, this is one of the first Puyo games that actually has the offset rule, which was introduced in Puyo Su. But in Puyo Sun, the offset rule, when you send garbage to your opponent, if they try to combo back, it will reduce the amount of garbage that you send to them. But in this game specifically, it would also send a sun to your opponent's side of the board and your side of the board. The problem with that is the sun takes the turn of garbage falling. So instead of having your garbage fall on your opponent and potentially win the match for you, you have to wait for the sun to fall. It's very disastrous in this game.
I think Lemin is squeaking out ahead a little bit ahead of all the other runners, but not much. Everyone is right there.
Yeah, this is very close so far. Lemin is ahead by, I say, like maybe 3 or 4 seconds. No-Ho-Ho can be a kind of a run breaker, though, so we'll see how this goes now. Because Refrag is very close as well. He's like literally a few seconds, depending on No-Ho-Ho, though. So No-Ho-Ho can literally drag this out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's one of the worst, at least that I seem to come in contact with for trying to get quick times.
Yeah, he is definitely the worst. Even in the world record run, it was like a 29-second stage where normally you're like looking at 15s and 20s, so like or very low 20s.
That's pretty crazy. Even the world record's stuck with a 29 for them.
Yeah, it's brutal. But no, Lemin just passed the little Goku kid on the lizard, doing pretty good.
Cruising right along.
Yeah, which is another one of the stages that can be bad, but her RNG is a little bit more forgiving than the frog, at least, where she can sometimes place her pieces fast, but usually she's still pretty bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the lizard kid is actually giving Refrag some trouble too. He was placing his first few pieces really slowly, but seems to be speeding it up now. So if Refrag can get a combo sent, he'll have no problem.
Yeah, both Arc and Kiwami are also on Goku Kid. finishing them up real quickly here.
Yeah. Seems like Lemin has taken, like you said, a little bit of a lead now. He seems to be about a stage ahead, whereas the other three are very close. So seconds right now is very up for grabs, but this race is nowhere near over because it's still like half the race to go, and a lot can happen. If you make one mistake or if you get a sun or two in a single stage, that can swing this very quickly.
Yep, you just got one enemy going slow. It's a lot of things can quickly change the pace.
You get trapped looking for one color because even though this is one of the more forgiving games for color RNG, you can still get stuck looking for one, and that can leave you there for 10 seconds. And in a game like this, 10 seconds is everything.
For sure.
Or I should have said 8 seconds, but missed opportunity. It seems like most of the runners too are sticking with a traditional stair setup, so they're doing it's a very safe strategy, and it does, because you don't need longer combos in these games. Stairs is quite fair, and it's very easy to stack up power chains on top of stairs. So I think it's a good way to play Puyo-san. Compared to like the original ones, it's quite difficult, but in Puyo-san specifically, it works.
Yeah, I agree. It's it doesn't necessarily mean it's the fastest for some other classic Puyos, but it's very consistent, and it's, you know, visually, you know, you can keep an eye on where everything is a little bit easier. And for something like Sun, it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. As a spectator, it's much easier to follow stairs instead of something crazy like Tom's Universe. It's like I've seen some of those combo patterns, and it's like I don't even know where the trigger is in this, let alone the actual path that this is going to take.
I've lost myself in that type of stuff, and you know, I consider us actually pretty good at this for the most part.
Yeah, I was like, I try to pretend like I am, and then I see stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, maybe not. All right, so Lemon is getting close to the end of the normal difficulty here now. Rulu can be one of the better stages because she's just one of the few that tends to drop hers fast. So even if you get a sun from the offsets on Rulu, usually you're okay. You can still usually get like a 20-second time even with the sun, whereas other stages, if you get a sun, sometimes you're looking at 30s, which is terrible.
Yeah, let's see. Lemon's extending the lead a little bit. Second is still very close. Refrag and Kiwami are right on the same stage.
Yeah,
a little tough time following Arc. He's having a couple of drop frames here, but
that's unfortunate.
He's on stage 10 for sure.
Stage 10 is a weird character too. That guy is it's called Lagnus or Ragnus. I think he's got two different names depending on how it's translated, and I don't know which one is the actual name you're supposed to call him. So I would just call him Lagnus. I don't know if that's correct.
I find that in Puyo a lot, especially with ones that haven't had full translations over, or when they have, they've been different from some of the other games.
Yeah, the Dark Prince / Satan being a big one of those. You can't use that name. It's no good.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's clear. Everyone knows who he is. All right, so Lemon just finished the normal difficulty. He's going to be moving on to hard. He's actually on a pretty good pace. I think his PB is like a 13, so if he has a good hard mode, he actually could PB here, which is going to be interesting to see if he can pull it off.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. PB during a marathon's always, you know, very unexpected.
Oh, that was a beautiful setup on that stage from Lemon too. That's pretty much the perfect combo for Puyo-san. You get an all clear 2-chain that has a big power chain on top of it. Like, that's a 14 seconds. That's beautiful stuff. Refrag is dealing with Shizo here. See, I'm pretty sure he's just about to finish the stage, so he just sent probably what should be the last bit of damage. I mean, he needs a little bit more, sadly, but it's very close.
Honors are on that Shizo. It's very close, though. They're hardly half a stage behind, basically.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. It seems like Lemon would have first kind of sewed up right now, but second place is going to be a battle to see where that falls.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ooh, Satan actually sent a combo to Refrag. It's very unusual. You almost never see them actually chain anything. Luckily, they don't get the the damage modifier from the difficulty, so they don't send you huge amounts of garbage. That would be one thing that would be kind of disastrous if they ever did manage to pull together a string of combo, and then they actually sent you like half a screen. That would
That's hilarious, and I like don't think I ever really fully noticed that.
yeah. Well, they rarely ever do anything in this game, right? The CPU is almost a non-factor. You just don't want them to send you suns. That's pretty much the only thing you're thinking about.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. So with that, I think all of our runners are finally all together on hard.
Yeah, they're in the final stretch now. Hard mode is a little bit shorter than normal, so it shouldn't be too much longer to see how they all come through it. And most of them are on pretty good pace too for their PBs. Unfortunately, I think Lemin is having a bit of trouble now. He had a bit of trouble with the last stage, and the B is not really being the friendliest to him either. So he ended up with a 30 here and a 40 on the last stage. So I don't think he can PB anymore, sadly. But all the other runners are on pace for themselves as well. So someone might PB here.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I think everyone's past Goku Kid now, or
Yeah, they just moved on to the Witch now. Hard mode Witch is again one of those characters where there's no Frog in hard mode, so Witch is generally I think the slowest for this difficulty. But
yeah, I seem to reset on them a lot.
Refrag just setting up some stairs. He's got a bit of a mess made for himself here, but let's see how he digs himself out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kiwami and Arc, they're both on stage 3.
That was a very clean cleanup, or very clean cleanup. Nice word choice. Very good cleanup from Refrag to use a power chain there at the top. I actually didn't even see that, so that was a good improv on his part.
Yeah, it's nice. It gets weird. You have this total intentional setup, and then if you're not getting the drops, you kind of gotta, especially in a marathon, play it by ear.
Yeah, you just gotta wing it. You gotta figure it out. That's the puzzle part of this puzzle game.
That's it.
Can often sometimes forget it's a puzzle game because you do a lot of these things by like muscle memory or formation based. But if something goes awry and you're in like a race circumstance, then it's a puzzle game. You really start to see it then.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Sometimes, I know with the other Puyos, especially if you're racing, you get a rock block or something gets in your way, it's almost faster to just kind of take the death and reset, get a clean board back.
Yeah, it's very difficult sometimes, especially if you're on the hardest difficulties and they start actually throwing little chains at you because they'll actually one chain and two chain you pretty consistently. You might as well just give up.
Yeah, I think Sun you can get away with a little bit more. You can build pretty powerful chains on pretty close to the top there without really worrying, but
yeah. Lemin almost made a big mistake. He almost forgot to take the intentional death on the Satan, because on hard difficult or on the hard category, GG to Lemin too. I think that's the end of it there for him.
Lemin. Oh yeah. Everybody else is we're really tight for second place here. This is like everyone's right there.
Yeah, this is going to be a close contest. But as I was saying, when you get to the final stage of hard mode, you actually want to take an intentional death because there's a secret character that you have to fight if you don't die at least once in hard mode, and that is just a huge waste of time. So usually you'll just take an intentional death on Satan. Lemin almost forgot. He started setting up a combo, but then he remembered and started to stack and did what he was supposed to. But almost. Let's see if any of the other ones. Let's see if we do get a carbuncle here.
Yeah, definitely forgotten that.
Yes, definitely happened.
Yeah. I mean, you can take the intentional death, I guess, like carbuncle, but it's still it definitely loses a little time.
Yeah, for a while we were trying to figure out which one was quicker. It does seem very similar, but the only difference is that you will lose out on in-game time if you take the carbuncle stage. So if you end up tied on the leaderboard and it has to default to IGT to make a comparison, if you've gone to carbuncle, you're probably going to lose that comparison, sadly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Lemon's got a sub 15 there, 14-11 if that's accurate.
Yeah, very good run if that's the case. That's
that's
always nice. Run. Having a sub 15 for all modes is always nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other runners are very close. It looks like Arcania might be a little bit ahead here. He's on the same stage, but I didn't actually see if he managed to do the carbuncle thing. So we'll see now after this stage what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. Right now, it looks like Refrag and Arc are very close, but the timer seems a bit ahead on Arcania, so we'll go by that, I guess.
Yeah, so Arcania did remember, so GG to him. That's finish there. Now let's see. We got a battle for third. It's very close. Seems like Refrag has a decent little combo here, so he should be done pretty quickly. Oh no, the sun.
Looks like Refrag's finished. Oh, but Arcania 1546 though. GG's everybody.
GG's, very clean race.
Like I said, I don't know how accurate Arc's timer is. If it is, he's got second. But otherwise, fourth place is 1 second difference.
Wow.
Yeah,
1 second difference.
Very close. GG's to everybody. Great stuff.
GG.
Yeah, that was neat. Very close race.
We have Stuart Little Big City Adventures coming right up after this break.